everyone. Welcome back to ACJ Reports. We're very excited this evening because it's Thanksgiving, and today is our Thanksgiving special. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Yes, he is good. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Yes, he is good, for he is worthy, worthy, for he is good. Yes, he is good, for he is good. Yes, he is good, for he is worthy, worthy, for he is good. Yes, he is good. Now, you know I'm excited if I'm singing. I don't do that unless it's with the choir, but I'm just so grateful this Thursday evening, so grateful this Thanksgiving Day to give praises to God for all that he has done for me and my family, for all that he's doing for the conference and each one of you. And so we're really excited about this evening's program. It's a little special. We're celebrating a church's 75th anniversary. We're going out and visiting some of our churches as they are serving the community during this Thanksgiving season. And of course, we can't do anything without reminding you about fitness. So we have Faye with us, sharing with us how we can manage these Thanksgiving meals that we've consumed or will consume. And so we'll have all of that coming up in this special episode. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break. Oh, unto the Lord.
The Message Magazine campaign needs your support. No, that's the wrong message. The right message is that you need message. You need to send message to your friends. You need to send message to your family members. You need to send message to your co-workers. You need to send message to your boss. You need the message. We trust that you would send your subscription by going to messagemagazine.com, and they're filling out all the necessary information that you need so that you can send the message to your friends who you want to spend eternity with, who you have a concern about their soul salvation. You need the message. And more importantly, we trust that you would take a subscription for yourself to the Message Magazine. If it's not convenient for you to go to messagemagazine.com, you just fill out the necessary information and send it to Pacific Press. You just put your name, your address, your church, your conference, and send all those names who you have a sincere desire to know them, to have the Message Magazine. Send it to Pacific Press with a check. You can do it by check or money order, and send it to Pacific Press. And we trust that you will be rewarded. I know that you will be rewarded by sending the message with its articles that are relevant, with its articles that are for today, which are articles will meet your need. So you need the message, and we trust that as you are in this Message Magazine campaign, that you'll do all that you can to share the message with those who you love. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
All right, everyone, welcome back to AC Today Reports and our Thanksgiving special. As I mentioned, we were very happy. We're always happy when our churches celebrate their anniversaries. It's such a milestone in the ministry that these churches have in their various communities. And so this Thanksgiving season, we were celebrating with our Pine Forge Church family. And of course, they're located not far from the conference office, right on the grounds of Pine Forge Academy. And we had an opportunity to sit down with members of their planning committee so that we could talk about what it was like to celebrate giving thanks for everything that the church has done for them. And so we were able to sit down with members of their Jubilee committee, which planned the special event. And so you have the Pastor Stephen Richardson there. You have Mr. Michael Jones, Miss Cynthia Poole, Miss Perlita Jones, Miss Gwen Norwood, Elder Robert Booker, and of course, George O'Brien. And so we were very happy to sit down and talk with them. So we're going to go to that interview right now. All right. Hello, Allegheny East Conference and friends. I am here live in the Pine Forge Church with a very special, esteemed group of people. These are members of the 75th Diamond Celebration Committee, right? Did I get it all right?
Yes, Jubilee Committee for short.
Yes. During this Thanksgiving season, of course, we are celebrating so many wonderful things that we are thankful for. And this church is thankful to have celebrated their 75th anniversary. And on November the 6th, there was a very special program. They were able to highlight many things that have happened in this church. And, a lot goes into something like that, I'm sure, right? So tell us from a committee standpoint, what was the planning like? Where did you start? How do you bring something like this together, a celebration?
Well, I guess I'll start by saying that the members of this committee have worked in tandem on a number of projects. So you already have the necessary camaraderie and ease of interaction that kind of made it a fairly fluid process. We knew that we had to, first of all, get a committee together early to begin, just kind of brainstorming what we're going to do.
How early was that?
How early was that, folks?
That was between January and February.
Yeah. So early in the year, we knew it was coming. And then we just kind of brainstormed. First, we had to settle on a motto because, that's going to be a lot of feedback back and forth. Then the church actually voted on that.
Okay.
And then it was simply a matter of us meeting. I think we started out monthly. We kind of hashed out the big things, and the closer we got, then we met more frequently. And by the time we got into November, it was weekly.
Okay, nice. And what a great celebration it was. I want to make sure everyone knows if you didn't get a chance to see it, it is archived on their YouTube, the church's Pine Forge Church YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch the wonderful celebration. Okay, so what was important as you guys were planning? What were the things that were sticking out that we have to make sure that we talk about this or that we bring this to the forefront for those who be celebrating with you all?
Well, one thing we had to make sure of is the fact that we were not actually repeating what we did for the 70th.
Okay, all
Because
right.
this is the same committee that worked on the 70th anniversary.
Okay.
So that was one thing we had to make sure.
Okay, you want to do something different that you hadn't done 5 years ago for the second. Okay, makes sense. Ms. Cynthia, you were going to say something?
And I think one of the things we focused on, we kind of reminisce that this church has always been known for quality music. And so we wanted to make sure that everybody recognized the level of music that our teenagers are receiving in the 21st century.
Amen. Certainly. Okay, and as you guys were reflecting on the history of this church, well, first of all, let's kind of get a gauge. How long have you all been members of this church? Can we kind of go around and just get a number? How long have you been members? Mr. Jones?
Over 45 years, maybe 47
Wow.
years, something like that.
Very significant. Noah?
I've been a member since 1990.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is my second go round. I was a member back in the late 50s, early 60s, and then now I'm coming back as an employee 2004.
Well, I've been a member since 1963.
Wow. Now I know that some of you were members as students, right? How many of you on this panel were students of Pine Forge? Was it Institute then, or?
Yes,
Pine Forge Institute.
it was Pine Forge Institute for at least 3 of us.
Academy here. I'm speaking, yes.
Okay, Academy and Institute. Okay.
And we attended actually down in the old chapel, down the hill. That was the one that was used initially for the Academy Institute, rather.
Okay, so that kind of goes into the next question I was going to ask. What is the most significant change that you've seen in this church since you first started to now?
When I came, we were worshiping in the girls' dormitory.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Then we moved to the boys' dormitory. It was good, but because of the numbers, as adults, we had to sit in the lobby area, allow the students inside. That was understandable.
Right.
But the blessing came when we walked into this church.
What year was that, by the way, that this church was?
1983?
85.
1985.
1985.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a blessing to come into the church and be part of the building and the getting ready and the fundraising and everything. When both students and adults came and we worshiped together within the space of the building.
Okay, nice. Anyone else want to?
And it was the nicest building on the campus at that time.
Yes.
So much so that the conference would use it for various events as well.
You still do. Okay, awesome. All right. So one of the special things about Pine Forge Church is obviously its relationship with the academy. So share a little bit about what that relationship is like and how it's kind of added to the character of this church.
Well, let me start off with that because I was in the earliest class up here,
Okay.
and I can tell you that the spirit of Pine Forge Church has not changed from day one. They've always uh, admired the students. They've always tried to do the best for the students. And some time ago, I made a statement about a fire that we had when I was a student. And the church rallied around the students, all the boys, because we lost about everything. They rallied around us to make sure we had clothes, etc. And even today, uh, this church still loves and looks out for the students.
Man, that's beautiful. Anyone else want to add to it?
I can remember as a student, this is where I learned to serve in the church because it didn't dawn on us. And it wasn't until I came back as headmaster when I really stuck out to me that by the time the students go home, they're visitors because the program has already started. And so this church has been very intentional about including students so that they can learn church leadership.
And I think it's nice too that we actually have a baptismal pool within the walls. Long time ago, when I got baptized, there was a pool outside over on the campground. So to have a baptismal pool within the building itself was a great benefit and pleasure, I think.
Okay, absolutely. Ms. Miller?
I just want to say that the academy is important, but this is a church that's well-rounded, making sure that the children of the church, the children of the teachers, the children of the community are not neglected, so that by the time they get to high school age, they know what academy is all about, but they have been taught. And so down through the years, this church has had a very strong Pathfinder Club and the Sabbath School Department, and we want to make sure that all of our children are taught of the Lord.
Speaking of that Sabbath School Department, Ms. Norwood, how long have you been teaching Sabbath School?
It's been over 20 years.
Yes, I remember when I was teaching at Pine Forge Academy, I was assisting Ms. Norwood, and she's still going just as strong 20 years later, because that's how long ago it was. Awesome. Now, I mentioned the fact, of course, the students being here on the campus with you all makes this congregation unique. What else do you think sets Pine Forge Church apart?
Well, it's one of the few institutional churches, really, particularly for Allegheny Conference, because of our being situated on the campus of Pine Forge Academy, because of our proximity to the conference. So much of the church's calendar then consists of its integrating its activities with that of the academy during the school year, with the conference doing camp meeting, and of course for training activities, etc. The blessed part of it is that come summer, when school is out and camp meeting's over, then it really becomes its true nucleus, and the membership gets a chance to kind of focus on not necessarily reestablishing, but reinforcing the bonds that we have here. Our membership, majority, I guess, of our membership has been here for decades. In fact, and I guess I'll share this now without blushing. When I arrived in the early 1970s, as a 13-year-old, I was embraced by this church community. 12 years after graduating, I came back as pastor, was assigned here, and was delighted to find the same people who nurtured me were here. All my children were born here. We left, sent all my children up here to Pine Forge, and some of the same faces who took care of me took care of them. And that sort of generational care, that speaks truly the understanding what our core mission is, right? It's a church that's always been known for its hospitality. And from that standpoint, I think we've been tremendously blessed with the amount of individuals who have come through and have benefited and then send their children through. And I think one of the joys of being here is literally seeing you know, just like you used to be a student here or faculty staff member here, and then now your children are on the way. And if we're here long enough by God's grace, then their children. It's one of those wonderful sort of things when you can actually greet a young person and say, I know your parents, without even them telling you who they are. You must be the daughter or the son
Right.
of, etc. There's a lot of excitement and satisfaction.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else? What sets this church apart?
Well, I was thinking at the same time of having hosted our current pastor at our home for dinner on Sabbath afternoon. And it was a common thing to approach the dean and say, we'd like to take so-and-so home for dinner. And those requests were usually readily granted. It did create extra bonds. And that was something that was appreciated by everyone, I think.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Well, you know, I did mention this is a Thanksgiving season, so let's make this a little bit more personal. Some of you kind of alluded to this, but what are you most thankful for about Pine Forge Church, personally?
All three of my children went to Pine Forge, but before my membership was here, I kept Pine Forge students in my home, and helping them to grow and to mature into responsible adults gives you a joy and a satisfaction of seeing them, that they got the message that God loves them and they are somebody. And, you know, your color doesn't matter. You are somebody and God can use you to do anything.
I think for me, it has also been watching the children that go out. As I was sitting here looking at this committee, every last one of us at one time served on the academy staff.
Wow.
And then when sometimes you go through the conference and you go to the meetings and you see the former students, it just warms my heart to know that we are making an impact, not on just Allegheny East as it is now, and not on just Allegheny as it was. This congregation has made an impact on the world church, and that I hold in high esteem.
I served as the Dean of Girls for many years. This church support was phenomenal. I could come to the church at any time, the members of the church personally, and tell them of a need. Not a need for the school, a need for a student. And I'm still able to do that because now the deans will communicate to me, and I will communicate with this church. This is all mission field. And that's why I like worshiping here, because it brings blessings and we can pass the blessings on. We don't have to go look for people to give the blessings to. They're right here. And I see the church fulfilling that mission. The students know it. You know, when they come in, they know it. They feel it. They understand it. They've expressed that to me. This is a blessed place to be. And it's right in the middle of the campus.
That's right.
It's not over in the corner.
Yeah.
From most of the campuses, the church is away from the dormitories and away from everything. Come on Point Forge campus, whether you're in the boys' dorm, the school building, or the girls' dorm, you can see the church.
I love that.
I had the privilege of serving as the librarian at the academy. And even today, when I meet some of those students who I had to put out of the library because they couldn't keep their mouth shut, we still laugh and enjoy having spent time together here at the academy.
Lots of relationships. Mr. Booker?
I was going to say that this all makes for the spirit of the church. And we actually meet the expectations of the conference community. Because when they come up here, they expect us to be doing certain things. And luckily, we are doing just that and more.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so 75th celebration. We've talked about all the wonderful things that you're grateful for. Let's look to the future, the next 75 years. So Jesus' delay is coming, although we're not. We're actually counting on that. But what do you hope Pine Forge Church will, first of all, continue to be, but maybe grow into in the future?
That's a great question. I think I envision a school that retains its vibrancy, that has a growing and appreciative group of supporters who understand the critical need for a place like Pine Forge Academy and what it has done. The heritage which has been entrusted to us, we can't take for granted. I have shared with my congregation, with other congregations, the fact that many institutions have lifespans. They're here for a set period of time and they're gone. I mean, if you look at the 7 churches of Revelation and how these were major congregations in the time of John the Apostle, but if you visit Turkey today, there's not one that survives. So you can't simply presume that a place like Pine Forge Church, Pine Forge Academy will be here for 75 years. You have to actively work towards that and participate with God towards that. But my dream is really to see us at least double our enrollment, to have sufficient financial support, that there is an endowment that enables many families who in and of themselves don't have the financial means to attend Pine Forge to somehow acquire scholarships so that we can get a broader representation of our social economic class of folk who can access quality education like Pine Forge. And I say that as a person who has personally benefited. I would probably say without any hesitation, Pine Forge Academy, Pine Forge Church, these institutions have had the greatest impact on my life. As a teenager, you're coming in your developmental years, your character is being finalized, you're trying to discover who you are, who God is in your life, what your life's work is going to be, all of that. And you're establishing relationships, quite frankly, that are lifelong relationships. And you grow and appreciate that the older you get. So I'm prayerful, I can't be certain, but I'm prayerful that 75 years from now, there will still be a Pine Forge Academy and not a historical marker, that there will still be families, generations of individuals who have confidence in sending their young people here, because this literally for us is a school of the prophets, quote unquote. And I pray that never changes.
Cynthia, were you going to say something?
And I'm looking forward to the day when not only do we expand the academy, but we expand our reach to this local community, that they can be not just the drive-through people, but this is the place where they come intentionally and feel welcomed and recognize the presence of the Lord on these grounds.
In connection with what Cynthia was saying, I remember the days when we used to go in gathering. And I was thinking that hopefully in the coming years that the church would increase as a beacon of outreach, so that the community around the cities nearby can have a brighter vision of the Lord we know.
Amen. Amen. That's really our aim in all of our churches. So thank you so much for sharing. This has been great. Now, you guys really know how to celebrate. You had a wonderful celebration on the 6th, but you still have kind of a part 2 celebration coming up. Anyone want to tell us what's happening this Saturday coming up? Anyone want to share?
I could share the reason why.
Okay, please.
It was unusual that when we celebrated, the students could not be with us.
Right.
Because we are not Pine Forge Community Church. We are community and campus church. And because of the COVID, they had to be in a bubble. So the afternoon program was thought through this committee as connecting the students still, doing something to show that we appreciate them and to let them know that even though they're not worshiping with us, they're still a part of us. So we're doing a musical program, going back from the beginning and offering scholarships to the students who are here now.
awesome.
Somebody can give you some more detail.
Anybody want to add to that?
Well, there's been so many choir directors that we didn't have the time to intently recognize all of them. So we put our limitations to those choir directors who served 4 years or more and more. And so we came up with 8, and we selected the choir directors, but each person brings their individual gift and something they're noted for. And so we came up with the idea that we would find a student who embodied the gift of each of these directors. And so we were able to put together a scholarship program. Mrs. Jones beat her bushes. Her private business is finding a bargain. I don't care where it is. So that's her private business. So she was able to garner people together to want to give scholarships to the students. And so we've been able to give 8 students their music choir fees for the second semester.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. So this will be a great program. You get to reflect on some of the choir directors of Pine Forge Church. Of course, you said music is a big staple also of this church. So you get to focus on that. And then once again, even though you're not together, finding a way to still give back to the students in a tangible way. So that program is coming up, I believe, this Saturday at 10 a.m. You can watch it on the Pine Forge Church YouTube channel and their Facebook page. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, I just want to say to all of you, on behalf of Allegheny East Conference, on behalf of everyone who's watching this, thank you all. Thank you all for your commitment to this church. Thank you for your commitment to our students. Thank you for everything you're doing to represent our conference well. We appreciate you and we're thankful for you.
Thank you. Blessing is ours.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed hearing a little history about the Pine Forge Church and some of the plans and dreams of its future. Praise God. Thank God for what he is doing at that church. All right, guys, we're going to be back right after this break, and we're going to take you out into some of our areas. We're going down south for a trip to see what they're doing during this Thanksgiving season. We'll be right back.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day. He's an incredible companion and my best friend.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool.
When I retired from the Navy, I found myself on a void in my life that had been filled by the people that I served with. Tommy really brought an important factor to my life. I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
All right, everyone, we are back. We're ready to swing right into our community service segment. We love. We have so many churches out there who are doing wonderful things all year long, but especially during the holiday season. And this Thanksgiving, many of our churches have been giving out meals to families and touching real needs in their community. And so we're going to take a look at some of those right now. First up, Tappahannock, Virginia. Just last Sabbath, we made our way down to Tappahannock, Virginia, where our New Hope Church is located. We were excited to see what they had going on for their special day of giving back to the community. But first, members gathered for their church service and a special message from their pastor, Dr. D. Lucum. It is so great to see our members enjoying in-person services again, but of course, with safety protocols in place.
His place, and no idol can take his place. No worship must be given to any other than to the unpronounceable name that became Yahweh, then became Jehovah. And now we say God. He does not have a past. He does not have a future. He has no yesterday or tomorrow. So whatever he spoke into your life, into existence for you, into the future, trust him. It's already fulfilled.
After wrapping up the service and closing with prayer, members were ready to begin their special Thanksgiving ministry. Ahead of time, members had prepared special Thanksgiving boxes full of all the trimmings that will make for a hearty Thanksgiving meal. Collard greens, rolls, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, turkey of course, stuffing, macaroni and cheese, dessert, and more. These items, however, would not be distributed at the church, so members loaded up the boxes into their cars as they prepared to transport them to their distribution site, the James H. Carey Intermediate School, also located in Tappahannock, Virginia. New Hope members and volunteers rallied together to set up tables, unload boxes from their cars, and prepare the scene for a smooth distribution of meals to arriving families. This distribution was made possible due to a special partnership between our New Hope Church and the James H. Carey School. We spoke to the principal about the relationship between the two.
So we started a relationship a number of years ago with two student organizations, one called Girls Rock and the other called Boys to Men. And because New Hope was doing a Thanksgiving community dinner in which everyone came down to sit down and eat, this was before COVID, my students, I asked could they join the efforts so that they became greeters for that dinner. They became servers for that dinner. They came in and helped bring in food. They helped with cleanup. But I wanted those teenagers to have the experience of feeding a community. Just because you wanted to bless people. Because teenagers don't know anything about that these days, just blessing someone because you can. So they became a part of that, and it was very successful, and then they did it again the next year. So when COVID hit and we could no longer do that, the effort came to the sidewalk to be able to do a drive-through. I'm not at the high school anymore, I'm at the intermediate school, so they asked if I could come up with some families that could be the receivers of this blessing. So we thought of a creative way to do it, with holding the privacy of the families, income and all of that, still in privacy, still intact, but be able to still bless those families. So we came up with a way to do it and invited them as winners of this blessing, and they're going to drive through today and be blessed. And I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Before the distribution was fully underway, Dr. Lukum offered prayer over the school, the principals, the students, and all of their families. And then it was time to load the vehicles of the receiving families. As the cars and trucks rolled in, a box of groceries, a turkey, and all the trimmings were loaded in their trunks or back seats. And by the end of the day, close to 50 or more families were served. Dr. Lukum, who recently became the new pastor at New Hope, shared a little bit about the church's history with the program and how it all came together.
One of the things that I love about coming to New Hope, I just got here in October. So I'm excited to be here and to be part of this. They started this before I got here, but they are so excited. It's a small congregation, but the effort they put into it and they want to have the desire to serve and to help others. And they have gone out and done so much to collect the food. We have a partnership now with Food Lion, who made sure that we got a letter and they packed boxes and they asked us, what is it that you want? And we told them, and they were willing to partner with us. It's so important to do this work for the Lord and in the community. We must collaborate. We must partner with others. And this has been really, really good to do that, to make sure that we partner. And the families that will be helped today, we are in the boxes, we have information about our church. In the boxes, we have a Steps to Christ. In the boxes, we have information. So they're not just getting food. We are also giving them the word. So we are excited about that. Because this is a small church, all the members are involved. And from the planning stages, from coming up with the budget, and making sure that everyone knew we were in communication all the time. This is what I got, this is what I did. And so communication was constant. I'm one of those people, I like to communicate via email or text. So we were always letting each other know where we are. What did we get? Did we not get this? What did we need? And so members were involved from the beginning, and right now this is the product we will be giving out today. And so that is exciting.
A few of New Hope's elders shared that this is just one of the many projects they have going on throughout the year in their community.
what we try to do, Ella Moore, myself, and the other elder, Ella Wormlin, who's not here right now. But anyway, we try to get everybody involved and so forth. Along with this, we've had gasoline giveaway. Where we gave away gas. We've had backpacks to back-to-school students and so forth in the past. So we've had a lot of activities, involving the entire community and so forth. And all of the members get involved and so forth, trying to be a blessing to the community and so forth.
A lot of people didn't know who we were, but because of the giving and the different things that we have done for them in the community, they definitely know who we are now. And you meet people all the time saying, "Oh, you that church right over there on 17, New Hope," and it's just a blessing. I truly believe the more you give, the more God will give back to you. And it's a sacrifice, but God does bless, and we see the different blessings that He do, because we always run into some of those that we have helped along the way.
We start kind of getting together, who gonna do what, who do the shopping, who do the packing, who do this and who do that, and we just work together. We're a small church of about 30 people that come, between 20 and 30 every Sabbath, online. Before the pandemic, now that we're on Facebook, we might have more viewers and whatnot, but normally in the church body it's about 15 to 25 people. But all of us work together doing something. Everybody has a task in everything that we do.
And of course, planning something like this Thanksgiving distribution takes a lot of work. So the church clerk explained for us the process to ensure a successful distribution like this one.
We try to understand the needs of the community. And we do that by engaging the principal who knows the community and the needs there. And so we coordinate with her to get a number of families that would benefit from the project. And so then we go and we do the shopping and pray, of course. A lot of prayer goes into this effort. We come together again, and we put the baskets together, and then this is the outcome of all of that effort. And it's a delight for us to do this for the community every year. And because we love serving the community. There's a need in this community. It's a rural community. And so in order to meet the need, we have to do projects like this.
What an awesome job, New Hope. Thank you so much for your dedication to serving the community in Tappahannock, Virginia. Thank you for using your means and your time and your love for your fellow man to bless them during this Thanksgiving season. May God bless all of you. Once again, thank you, New Hope and Tappahannock. We are so blessed to be able to see what you're doing in your community. Coming up right after this break, we're moving on to our next church.
Hey, let's check out this park.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
The next stop on our Thanksgiving adventure was to the First Millsboro Church in Millsboro, Delaware. Have you ever been there before? Well, they're also involved in an annual Thanksgiving giveaway, which they've participated in for some time. We were able to catch up with the food bank manager and health ministries leader, Sister Melvina Toll, who shared with us how the church got started with their Thanksgiving distribution.
I don't know how that got started, but we live very close to Mount Air Chicken Factory, or we live what they call it, poultry plant. And they are interested in helping people, especially on those particular holidays. And so they started giving us boxes to pass out to people. Now, in these boxes, it has everything that you would need for a Thanksgiving dinner. It's about like that. And so people were interested, and so we started going down there when they told us to come and picking them up, right? And notifying the people, telling them what time to be here, and passing them out to the people. And so many people are just so grateful, Some people don't have anything, And they're just grateful to get them. Don't ask me why. I wouldn't want to eat a chicken. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
We also spoke to her about the church's weekly commitment to feeding their community through their food pantry ministry.
Lucille Davis, you probably remember her. She was the first one that got it started, one of our senior citizens. And of course, she's not living now. And the one that I followed is still living, but she's handicapped. And so we just serve the people, There are 2 grocery stores that give us supplies. We don't have to buy them. And we run, pick them up, bring them back, open certain dates, and the people come and we serve them. We don't sell anything. If they want to give a donation, they can, but everything is given free. And we keep a record of names. They have to sign in for I got one of my papers on the table. Their name, how many adults, how many children in the family, is this your first time? You live in Delaware, qualify, you have to qualify, and the date. And they have to sign in every time that they come. And at the end of every month, I have to make out a record of how many people I served and all that, and I send that to the pastor gets one, and community service, our community service leader gets one, and the assistant, who is treasurer. My assistant is a treasurer at our church, Cheryl Pritchett. Cheryl Pritchett? Yeah.
And although there was a delay in the Thanksgiving boxes being delivered when we arrived, we were still able to witness what it looks like for them on a daily basis with their food pantry ministry. I was happy to be able to pitch in myself. After all, I was so impressed with how they did this every single day except for Sabbath. Sister Toll introduced us to one of her faithful volunteers who explained how he got started assisting with the food pantry program.
Well, this young lady here and her husband are pillars of the church. And at first, her husband is passed now, but he was cutting grass. And so I felt bad and I started helping him cut grass. And then I saw him going every day doing this food bank, and I'm like, what are you doing? He told me. We actually got the food bank started years ago. I'm a retired trooper, and Aaron Norwood got me in contact with a police officer in Baltimore City, and we had a big U-Haul of truckload of produce and different edible materials. We brought it here, and that's how it got started. But anyway, her husband was, I saw him doing it every day, and I said, you don't have any help? And it was those 2. And I said, I could start helping you out. And one thing led to another, and years later, I'm doing it.
And for those who may be skeptical about volunteering with their local pantry, Mr. Pritchett had this to say.
Come to a food pantry and see the looks on the faces of those people who really need it, and that'll do it.
Sister Toll shared with us that the success of the program is largely due to the dedicated volunteers who faithfully show up week in and week out. And as far as her personal dedication to the program, it goes a little deeper.
I don't know, I just always wanted to help someone, Interested in the body, how it functions. The very beginning, how God made us. Genesis 1:29, I don't force it on anybody, but in talking with them, and in every bag that I pass, I have bags in every bag. It's got health literature in it. Has so many people who have changed their way of eating, right? And everything, because I think it's because of the materials. I don't force it on anybody, but I can put health literature in my bags. I'm not allowed to put religious literature in there. The food bank would close me down. But I sure put health literature in there. And lots of people have read it and made changes. Isn't that something?
Thank you to Sister Toll and the whole program, all of the members of the First Millsboro Church in Delaware. Thank you for being so committed to serving your community, not just during Thanksgiving, but whenever the need arises. May God bless you all in your ministry. Once again, thank you, First Millsboro. It was a great visiting, my first time out there. And it was great to see all of the wonderful work that you guys are doing. Keep it up. We'll continue to pray for you and that ministry. All right, guys, I am so excited once again because we have even more things going on. We couldn't possibly show them all to you in one episode, but when we come back, we'll share with you a special news report just happened this week from one of our churches in the Delaware Valley. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
All right, everyone, we are back. And as I said before, so many churches doing so many wonderful things. We just wanted to highlight some of them. And our North Philly church, which is located in North Philadelphia, PA, was actually featured on the local news. So instead of telling you about it, I figured I'd just share it with you. So let's check that out.
We have a lot of takers. The line of cars is long. This is the turkey distribution in North Philly that we've been watching. This is at the Seventh-day Adventist Church on West Oxford Street. It kicked off about, half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago. The church partnered with Mission Philadelphia. They do great work, Mission Philadelphia, in hopes of giving away at least 200 free turkeys and other meals for Thanksgiving. They're not through today. They have more work to do. Yeah, the line is long. Nicely done. Kind of cold though, Sue.
All right. Thank you, North Philadelphia Church, for representing well in your community. And even your local news is proud of what you're doing, but not more proud than your conference. Thank you guys so much. All right, everyone. And of course, like I said, we have so many of our churches doing things. We're going to try to share those things on our website and our social media, but continue to do the work. Continue to send us what your church is doing so we can share it for others to see as well. Coming up right after the break, we'll be back with Faye. She's going to make sure that we behave during this Thanksgiving season.
So Pastor Brath, I know you said that we can get the Message magazine in the written materials, but how exactly would I do that? Or would I have to have someone to do it for me if I don't have a computer or a smartphone or a tablet or just don't know how to go on there, don't feel comfortable? How would I do that?
Well, that's very simple. You just fill out a form. Matter of fact, you can even make your own form on a plain white sheet of paper. Fill out your name, your church, the conference, and you can write down each person that you want to subscribe to the Message magazine. If you don't have a typewriter or a computer, you can write it in your own hands. We want to make sure that you do it legibly. But if you're not computer literate or you don't have a computer, it is as simple as just putting it down on a piece of paper, sending the information to Pacific Press, And you can even do it two ways. You can pay for it either by a check or you can use your credit card. Either way, we're going to make it as simple and as easy for you to do.
Oh, okay. So then all my church members who also don't know how or are not comfortable with the computer, then that's all we have to do.
That's all.
Where would I find that Pacific Press address if I don't go onto the computer?
Well, we're going to have it. You can see it at the end of this. There'll be information that we can send to Pacific Press. The address will be given to you at the bottom of this infomercial, and you can send it directly to Pacific Press.
Oh, that's great. Message Magazine. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And we trust that you will send a subscription to those who you care deeply about. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, everyone, welcome back to our Thanksgiving special. We're happy that you joined us this Thanksgiving evening. And of course, it wouldn't be AEC Today Reports if we didn't have our very special health segment. And we have with us our guru, fitness guru, Faye Gregory. How are you doing, Faye? Happy Thanksgiving.
Wonderful, Latasha. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, viewers. It's great to be back with you all.
Yes. And we're so thankful to you for all the great tips that you've been sharing with us all year long. And so here we are at Thanksgiving, and we know the holidays always pose a challenge when it comes to maintaining all of those fitness guidelines and rules and things that we've learned throughout the year. Faye, so please give us some tips on how we can still manage our health even during the holiday season.
Absolutely, Latasha. Well, this time of year is really beautiful, Latasha, and viewers. God has painted the landscape. We see reds, golds, and orange in the foliage. And on the other hand, with the changing of the seasons and daylight savings time, there is more feelings of depression and despondency as a result of less sunlight. This is known as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, S-A-D. No, it's not an infectious or contagious disease. This is primarily caused by the lack of sunlight, which has been shown to have an effect on our health, both physically and mentally. Sunlight is one of the 8 principles of health. Here are some characteristics of SAD in fall and winter, Latasha and viewers. Depression, hopelessness, anxiety, loss of energy, heavy laden, feeling in the arms or legs, social withdrawal, oversleeping, overeating, loss of energy, loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, appetite changes, especially craving foods and carbohydrates, or weight gain, and difficulty concentrating. Doctors will often prescribe a light therapy with a LUX light box, maybe 2 to 3 sessions a day. And number one, what I would recommend viewers, exercise. It's a very important measure for gaining and maintaining good health.
Absolutely. I love that. Wow. Look at that list. I mean, who would think that the absence of a few hours of light can have that much of an effect on you? And some people may think it's the holidays, or may think but it could actually be sad.
Yes, a lack of sunlight, a lack of vitamin D. So viewers, I would highly recommend you, even on inclement weather days, open up your windows, let that sun shine in, open up your curtains, not your windows. Go outside for a walk. And it's Thanksgiving Day. For those of you who have eaten too much today, you may have eaten yourself into a food coma, and now you're laid back on the couch watching Latasha and myself. I want you to get up and move. Go outside, take a walk, or get up and walk through the house. Don't just sit there with that food heavy on your stomach. It's important to move, viewers. No excuses. Don't let the holidays be an excuse for not moving. Remember, by all means, I want you to get out there and enjoy the beauty right now, the sunshine and fresh air. God has painted the sky. The earth is just so colorful right now. Get
Yes.
out there and enjoy it. It's a beautiful time of year. I'm
Absolutely.
going to provide a wonderful post-Thanksgiving workout for you, for those of you who are feeling the Thanksgiving blues tomorrow morning. All right.
Mhm.
And I want you to watch it, take a look at it and do the exercises. It's going to be
Awesome.
fun. We keep it
Yeah.
fun fitness with Faye.
That's right.
God designed our bodies to move, and we don't want to be left behind. How are we going to promote God's word? How are we going to witness if we're feeling tired and heavy laden and
Mhm.
sick and despondent, depressed?
Right.
Life is just so beautiful. Every day we wake up is a gift.
That's
This is
right.
the Thanksgiving season. Be thankful for your house. You have one body, one house right here, and it's important for you to take care of you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Faye. That's wonderful. And I'm looking forward to that post Thanksgiving workout, which is something I'm thinking we probably will need Christmas and maybe a few other times as well.
Yes.
Maybe when we've overindulged, what we can do to get our bodies moving again after, like you said, working into a food coma. But thank you for those tips. Absolutely. Let's get up and move, everybody. Even right now, as you're listening to us, whatever you're doing, just get up and move.
Get up and move.
Even if it means walking in place, right? As long as the body
Absolutely.
and don't walk back for seconds now. I don't think that's what we're
No, that's not what we're talking about. And watch your portions.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Viewers, let's not just talk about it. We need to focus on what we're doing. Let's go. Let's move towards better health. We're ending the year and we want to end the year strong.
That's right.
Remember this, viewers. Our greatest source of light is Jesus Christ, the Son of God. May he be your light during this season.
Ah, I like that. So we have that artificial light.
Absolutely.
We also have the light of the world. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much, Faye. As always, you have delivered. We know what to look out when it comes to SAD, seasonal. What's the seasonal?
Seasonal affective disorder. LaTasha, a little joke here. Some people may refer SAD as sad Adventist.
Yes, Adventist.
SAD is yes. So we don't want to be sad Adventists.
No, we don't.
So don't allow yourselves to be affected by the seasonal affective disorder.
Yes, get
And
that.
let's get some sunlight and move your
like
body.
your shirt. Does your shirt say wake?
Wake, pray, and slay every day.
That's
Yeah.
right. So you got to get up if it means getting up a little earlier so you can
Get
take
up,
advantage
wake,
of more.
pray,
That's right.
and slay.
That's right. I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Faye. Once again, thank you so much. We appreciate the information you shared. Continue to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And of course, we'll see you back here next month where you'll be getting us ready for the Christmas season. Christmas.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, LaTasha, for having me. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. All right, Faye. Have a good one. Take care.
You as well. Okay. Take care, viewers.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. Let's stay active.
That's right. We're moving. We're moving.
Okay.
And we'll keep on moving.
And watch the exercising with that elbow, exercising the fork to the mouth.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That.
We try to get credit for everything, don't we, with that?
Yes, yes.
All right, everyone. We'll be right back after this short break.
Okay.
Verse 2, return to God, obey his voice and commands, and do it with all their heart and soul. Verse 8, return and obey God's voice and do all his commandments. Verse 10, hearken to God's voice, keep his commandments and his statutes, and turn to God with all their heart and soul. His only requirement was return, obey, and do. Family, God is saying the exact same thing to us today. God knows everything about us. He knows our past, our present, and our future. He knows our sins. He knows our thoughts. He knows the things that we've done that only God knows, and that other people, if they knew, would judge us. God is saying, I don't care what you've done. I don't care how you've treated me. If you simply return, obey and do, I have so many things that I am promising you. The same thing he promised to the children of Israel, family, he is saying to you and he is saying to me. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how bad you've been. I don't care how bad you are right now. God is saying, listen, just return, just obey and just do my word and everything will be okay.
All right, everybody. Are you feeling thankful? Are you feeling grateful? I know I am. It's always a beautiful thing to see how the Lord is blessing those around us, how we can be a blessing during this season and throughout the year. And so we just want to give God thanks for all he's doing in the Great Allegheny East Conference. We want to thank him for you, what you're doing personally to share his message and his love with others. We hope that you've enjoyed tonight's program. Don't forget to check out Pine Forge Church's special music program happening this Saturday at 10 a.m. You can check it out on their YouTube and their Facebook page, their YouTube channel and their Facebook page. Just look them up by name and you'll see that program 10 a.m. this Saturday. Also, don't forget, go back and do that Thanksgiving workout with Faye. Come on, it's okay to eat, but we got to work those calories off and stay fit. And also, don't forget to stay connected to your conference. Keep your conference in prayer. Also coming up this Sunday, a special episode of the Upset Podcast. Tune in to see what we're talking about this week. I think you'll be interested in the topic, especially during this season. Are we really celebrating Thanksgiving the way that we should? Are there some people that we're forgetting in this process, in this history that we know so much about Thanksgiving? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. May you continue to be blessed. May God bless you, your family, and everyone that you come in contact with. And we'll see you next month in December for the next episode of AEC Today Reports. Be blessed, everyone.
Hello viewers, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Fun Fitness with Faye. For those of you who may have eaten yourselves into a food coma, I have a fun post-Thanksgiving workout for you to get rid of those Thanksgiving blues. Let's begin by marching in place, kicking your feet up and down. Now let's take it wide. Now bring it in. Very nice. Let's take it wide again. Now bring it in. Take it wide. Now bring it in. Okay, so modifications stay here with the marching in place, or if you're sitting down in a chair, go ahead and pick those feet up and down, lifting your knees up and down. Let's take it wide. And for those of you that want to pick it up, move a little faster, a little more challenge, let's keep it quick feet. Come on, hot potato. Here we go. Take it wide. Bring it in. Take it wide. Bring it in. Turn it to the left. Take it wide. Bring it in. Back to the front. Take it wide. Bring it in. Turn it to the right. Take it wide. Bring it in. Take it wide. Bring it in. Wonderful. Now let's dip down. Sweep your arms behind you. Raise your arms up. Down and up. Let's go. Down and up. Swinging those arms behind you. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Wonderful. Okay, let's reach down. Touch the toes, waist, heels up. Toes, waist, heels up. Very good. Toes, waist, heels up. We're going to do 10 of these. I like to do 10 of everything. Here we go. Very good, viewers. Come on, let's touch those toes. If you're not able to touch your toes, and touch right below your knees or your knees, whatever you can touch. There you go. Up and down. Lift your heels up. Little more advanced. Here we go. Pop it up. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Now let's take it back to our march in place. And I'm gonna demonstrate some fun jacks. Okay? I like to start with the T-arm jacks, and I'm modifying. So I'm marching in place and I'm extending my arms out. So we're gonna do 10 of these T-arm jacks, and then we're gonna do regular jacks. Arms out to the side, straight arm jacks, reaching up, You're going to give me 10 of those. Okay, now lastly, on our jack segment, here we go. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. So we have 10 of those. Let's bring the arms down, march it out. Wonderful. So we want to do 10 of each of those jacks. Okay? Now we're going to do some knee lifts. Lift the knees up. Lace your fingers together. Bring your knees up. Hold right there. Place your fingertips right in front. Palms right in front of those knees. Knees up. Good job. Good job. Good job. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's it. Now let's take it back to those quick feet. Hop the feet. Now take it wide. Bring it in. Take it wide. Bring it in. Take it wide. Now bring it in. Wonderful. Now, we're going to take that right elbow to our left knee. We're going to lift our legs up, working the core muscles. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now switch. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. And switch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Knees up. This time we're lifting our knees up and we're bringing our fingertips together under our legs. There you go. Engaging that belly, engaging the core muscles. Wonderful. How are we feeling out there, viewers? Great.